Welcome to all the teachers who have joined this orientation for the ToT on gender equality and child safety. I'm from Calm For You Foundation. We will be conducting the training sessions, but before we get started, I'd request Joint Secretary of Women's Forum HCSC, Geeta ma'am, to address the gathering. Geeta ma'am. Geeta ma'am, are you there?
Hello, I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Geeta ma'am. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Yeah, so I started because sometime back when I entered this Zoom call, I was told that we are waiting.
Yeah, right. We can get started, ma'am. So I'd request you to address the gathering, Geeta ma'am.
Sure. Okay. I can't come to the video because I'm outside. Is it okay?
Yeah, that should be fine, ma'am.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this first gender equality and child safety session. It's an orientation session as we have taken, as Hyderabad City Security Council has taken the support of Calm For You to help us in disseminating the right way of looking at the safety aspects of women and children. And it starts with gender equality as a subject and also the consciousness of getting to understand the gender dimensions in our daily life. I have seen that a lot of complaints which come.
Ma'am, we lost you. You there, ma'am? Geeta ma'am?
Is Zoom meeting call?
Hello, are you able to hear me?
No, we lost you for a while. Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah, there was an incoming call. So what I was saying is the lack of awareness of how to address gender issues, even understanding the gender dimensions, probably needs a different kind of education and awareness and orientation. And today we are just touching upon that subject in an orientation session, which will be followed by a detailed workshop where we get to know the nuances of how to address genders and also how to help our children understand it, because we found that as we are growing in the society, there are a lot of dimensions which have changed. The elements of understanding a gender also need to change. We have taken in the past what our parents or at that time what the society around was looking at from the gender perspective. There are a lot of changes which we are seeing across the world now. So in that context, it is very important for us to discuss. So this orientation session is just a peek view for you. But in the workshop, we will again have another interaction with you all. And I thank all the schools who have nominated teachers to go through this session. You are taking on a journey, and this is not something a teacher and student learning, but it is all adults discussing to make a better society tomorrow by inculcating the thought process in the children. So I won't take much time. This is wonderful that Calm For You has stepped in to support us on this. And again, I would like to thank all the schools and teachers who joined here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Thank you for your wise words. As Geeta ma'am said, I think a note of thanks to all the teachers who volunteered for this cause. You all being present for this orientation itself is an indication that all of you believe in gender equality and are working towards child safety. So a big round of applause to all of you who have joined today for the orientation. As I said, I am Kiran Mai. I'm from Campview Foundation. I also have here in the room with me Anindita, who is the Member Relation Officer of HCSC. I have Amina Husseinji, who is the Founder Director of our foundation, and also Jyotirmai Jhandyam, who is our Digital Marketing Head. So before we get started into the orientation and details about what will be taught or what is the topics that will be dealt in the training, a small introduction about our foundation. There's a small video which is of 2 minutes. I would just like to play the video for all of you so that you understand what is our foundation's work.
The webinar was excellent.
And I am able to speak with my students in English.
Extremely inspirational for me.
Helpful in our everyday lives.
A wonderful program.
She taught every day.
That was a small presentation about our work. And before we get started, I would like to thank HCSC, Geeta ma'am. Sorry. Yeah. I would like to thank HCSC, Geeta ma'am, and additional DCP she teams, Sirisha ma'am and Anindita for giving us this opportunity to conduct these training sessions. So as we said, there will be two topics on which you will be trained. All the teachers will be trained. One is gender equality, which is planned on Saturday, the 3rd of September. And the next topic is child safety, which is again planned on a Saturday, but it is planned on 19th of November. So let us see what are we going to cover under gender equality. So the training will be a 6 hours training session. It starts at 10 a.m. in the morning. And around 3:30 or 4 o'clock, it will end. At 10 a.m., we plan to give a small survey questionnaire just to understand how much of the topic are you aware of? And I mean, with regard to gender equality, what is your current awareness level? So that it will help us to plan and then cover the topics that need to be addressed. Then followed by rapport building. Because all of us here are coming and forming a small group of teachers. So it's very important that all of you interact with each other and discuss about these topics. So rapport building will be for about 15 minutes where you'll be interacting with your peer teachers. And also we'll also be covering as to why gender equality training is needed. Why is it so important for you teachers and for all of us to know about gender equality. That will be about for 15 minutes. Then we'll have an ice-breaking session because all of us are meeting for the first time. So new faces, new people. So we'll have some ice-breaking session where you'll be interacting with your peer teachers, understand what subjects do they teach. And because this is going to be a long-term relationship for all of us, we are going to be friends. We are going to be interacting with each other. So a small ice-breaking activity, followed by the main module where we'll talk about understanding genders in society. What is gender, how gender roles affect us, and how do you overcome the gender biases that we generally see in the society. That is dealt in depth at 10:45. And then followed by, there'll be an activity. This activity will help you to understand more about the gender bias, gender equality and everything. And this activity is related to the topic. And then we break for lunch, then come back because just after the lunch, some kind of a rejuvenating activity where you'll be more open to discussions and then participation. So that will be for about 15 minutes, followed by the next module where we'll be talking about promoting gender equality in school. What are the gender stereotypes that we generally see in school? And then developing the positive attitude in both girls and boys. And how do you promote gender equality in school? This will be dealt in the second module. And then again, another activity which will pave the way for the next module. The third module is a presentation. Like after this training session, we will be giving you a PPT, a presentation that you can use when you are conducting these awareness sessions in your school. So we will be going through that PPT. We'll be reviewing that small PPT that we'll be giving to each of you teachers. And we'll tell what are the topics that come under the PPT in the presentation, and what are the questions that the students can ask and how to deal with those questions. So we'll be reviewing that school PPT. And then we'll be closing this session with any question and answers that you have. So this is the high-level agenda about the gender equality that is planned on Saturday, the 3rd of September. The detailed workshop, you'll know about the presentations, you'll know about the topic, the activities and everything on that day, on 3rd of September. Then the next topic that we'll be dealing is on child safety, that is planned on Saturday, 19th of November. Again, almost the same schedule, 6 hours. We'll be starting off by 10 in the morning, and then maximum by 4 o'clock, we'll be completing the training session. We'll start with, again, a survey questionnaire just to know your understanding on child safety. And rapport building, although you would have already established friendship with all these teachers, but then there might be few people who will be coming or joining the group newly. So we'll have a rapport building exercise again, and also setting the context for child safety. An icebreaking session for all our participants. And then the first module of understanding sexual abuse. What are the different? So in this module, we'll be dealing with what are the different types of child sexual abuse, and how do you identify if there is a child who's going through a sexual abuse, and how do you identify? And then what are the precautions that we need to take? This will be dealt in this module 1, followed by a related activity, which is again related to a child sexual abuse only, an activity where you will be participating. Then we'll break for lunch and come back and some rejuvenating activities so that you'll all again come up to speed and listen to the topic. Most important one is module 2, where we'll be telling about the prevention of child sexual abuse, followed by an activity again. And like in the previous training, we'll also be giving you another PPT on child safety, which you can go back and play in your school, and then when you're conducting these awareness sessions. So we will be going through that PPT. We'll be reviewing that school PPT which we will hand it over to you, and what are the questions that can come up and how you have to answer. All these things will be dealt in that third module, and we'll be closing the sessions with a question and answer session. So this is the plan for child safety that is planned for Saturday, 19th of November. And now coming to the main important things, like what is the role each and every person who is there in the yeah, Rajeshwar Rao sir, you have a question. You can unmute yourself and ask, or you can even put in the chat. Okay, fine. Yeah. So now coming to your roles and responsibility. So audio is not clear. Am I audible to everyone? Is there some issue?
ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe someone said my audio is not clear. Maybe I'll request them to check their internet connectivity. Maybe some issue with their network. Yeah. So coming to the roles and responsibility of all the teacher volunteers who are joined this group. So we have called them as those. All of you, after getting this training of both gender equality and then child safety, you will be called as those volunteer. Those stands for developmental objectives for students through teachers. Development, these are the objectives because it is very important for us to ensure that every child is safe within the school, and it will also be used for their development. So these are all the objectives that we are setting, and we are setting it through your teachers. So that is why we have come with this, we have coined this name as those. So all of you, after completing this training, you will be called as those volunteer for your respective school. And now coming to your responsibilities as a those volunteer, first and foremost is after getting the training, for the sessions of gender equality as well as child safety, you are supposed to go back and conduct these sessions, awareness sessions, to all the school children of your schools. So first thing is conduct awareness sessions to all the students. Second one is if there is any case of a child abuse that comes to your notice, either directly or indirectly, you need to report it to the police. That also becomes your responsibility. I'm sure most of you would already be doing it. But then with this knowledge of gender equality and then child safety, I think you'll be more equipped to bring such things in front of the police. Third one, we would also suggest you to conduct a similar awareness sessions to the parent community, because gender equality is something which starts from a home. So as teachers, you are conducting the session at the school, but also we would encourage you to conduct these sessions community so that even the parents are aware of, they are sensitized about gender equality, and then they follow even the child safety measures, they follow back at their home. And last but not the least, you walk the talk. Whatever you're going to learn in these 2 sessions, we should start implementing. We should start talking in that language. We should start implementing from our home, within our homes, within our community, and at school also. So it's very important, because you being role models, you being the teachers, you have to walk the talk. So whatever you're learning, you're going to implement it and then put it in actions. Now, a few of you might be wondering, okay, we have attended a lot of training sessions. So what is in for us? What are the benefits of attending this ToT session? First, whoever attends both the sessions, gender equality and child abuse, they'll be certified as trainers of gender equality and child abuse, and you will be getting a certificate from HCSC signed by the Police Commissionerate CP sir and everyone, that you are a trainer, a certified trainer of gender equality and child abuse, and you are authorized to conduct the sessions at your schools. Second one, we would also, we are working on coming up with posters on gender equality and child safety that will be provided by HCSC, which you can display it on your notice boards or on the corridors of your school, so that all of, it becomes, what should I say, it becomes very important while children are going through the corridors, they see these posters, and this gets imprinted into their mind, and it becomes it becomes a very common topic, and they'll be made more aware of it. So we'll be providing you the posters. Third one, As I said, you will be recognized as ToT volunteer for your respective schools. So any child or anyone has any issue, they know that they have to go to these ToT volunteers and then report if there's some kind of a abuse or some kind of an inconvenience that the child is going through, then he can come and approach the ToT volunteer. Fourth one, whoever are the ToT volunteers, they can get the quick help from police or counselors for any child abuse cases. Fifth, a school will be accredited as a safe school provided you complete the sensitization. You make sure that this both the topics of gender equality and child abuse are given to at least 90% of your school children. Then only the school will be named as a safe school. Sixth one, you obviously will become the role models to other teachers and students. And yeah, so on an annual basis, we will be, HCSE will be recognizing those volunteers as a best ToT volunteer based on their contribution. It could be the number of sessions that you have taken, how much percentage of your school children are sensitized, and are there any child abuse cases that you have resolved. So based on all these criteria, whoever is the best ToT volunteer, they'll be recognized, certified, and they'll be given an award. That is, this recognition is from HCSE. So these are the benefits. In addition to that, there are a lot of other indirect benefits also. You will get confidence. You will be able to understand the topic in depth. And then you will start building rapport with your school children and everything. Those are all the indirect benefits, but these are the direct benefits. And what is the support we from the foundation of Come4U that we are going to provide to you? First, as I said, on both the topics of gender equality and child abuse, we will be giving you a presentation. We'll also guide you as to how you have to conduct these awareness sessions at the school and what are the frequent questions that the children may come up with and what are the answers that you have to give. So all this material, the presentation, the frequently asked questions, how to deal, all these things we will be covering in the training sessions. We'll also be giving you the presentations. Second, you'll be a part of, I think few of you are already a part of a WhatsApp group. You're added to the WhatsApp group. So through that WhatsApp group, if there are any queries, if there are any questions that you want to ask, then we would clarify those questions and queries through the WhatsApp group. And in addition to that, if you need any other questions or any other things, you can even mail us at our foundation's mail ID. So whatever is the support that has to be provided from our side, we'll always be there with you. We'll be supporting you in your journey of conducting this awareness sessions and sensitizing all the kids of your school. So that comes to the end of this orientation. If anyone has any doubts or any clarifications, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can put in the chat box. Yeah, sure. Chansi, you say your audio is not clear, but I think others are able to hear me. So just please check your network once. Any questions from anybody? So the date is fixed, 2 dates that you have to keep in your mind. We'll also post these dates on the WhatsApp group. First is gender equality on 3rd of September. That is a Saturday, and the session will start at 10 a.m. in the morning and it will go till 4 o'clock. And lunch will be provided, lunch and other refreshments will be there. And the second session is on child safety, which is planned on 19th of November, which is also a Saturday. Again, 10 to 4. The venue for the first session, we'll be posting it on the group. So please keep track of the group. And whoever is joined today, from each of the school, we have asked 2 participants, 2 volunteers, teacher volunteers. So ensure that both your teacher volunteers are there in this session. Or even in the training sessions, ensure that they are joining the training sessions. Make the best use of these sessions because it's a very noble thing that HCSE is doing. It's a very nice training sessions that they're planning. So I would request all of you to attend this training session without failure. Any doubts? Any clarifications?
Definitely, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. We can hear you. Yeah.
From we are thankful to the HSC department, ma'am. The subject that you have taken and to get in consideration that gender equality and child abuse. It's a very good subject, and we need such kind of seminars and all those things to get the awareness in the community as well as in the school.
Right.
And it is very good that you have chosen the schools because that is a base.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Right. Correct. And you are the people whom that you
have done, and we are once again on behalf of Mesco Grade High School. I'm thankful to HSA department and all others those who are supporting to get this awareness program. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. As you rightly said, sir, that you are the people that all the students will look up to. So that is the reason teacher volunteers were chosen for this awareness sessions. And I'd request all the teachers who are there in this group, please spread the word in your schools which are nearby your school or in your community, nearby community. Any other schools who are willing to participate, please let us know. We will add them into the group. This is currently being done for the West Zone. We plan to conduct similar sessions for other zones of Hyderabad City Commissionerate. Currently, we are doing it for the West Zone. So anyone from the West Zone, if you are aware of any school who would be interested to be a part of these training sessions, please, you have our numbers here which are displayed. You can just WhatsApp or mail or call.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am, can we change the teacher because the most of the this seminar will be on English, I think. So suppose if any Telugu teacher is there, so we can change the teacher and
You see, because the training has not started yet, so you can change the teacher. Sir, can I know your school's name?
Mesco Grade High School, ma'am.
Mesco Grade High School. Okay. Yeah. For now, we will take it because the training has not started. But then once the training starts, it will be difficult for us to change the teacher.
Yeah, we can because I want to change the teacher because she's she speaks Telugu and less understand. She can understand only.
Okay, so don't worry, sir, because we can talk in all the 4 languages: English, Hindi, Urdu, and Telugu also. So anyone who cannot understand English, we'll be there to translate. And if needed, if there is a Telugu medium school, and if you feel a PPT, English PPT might not be comfortable for the students, then we'll also give you a Telugu PPT. So please do not worry. Please ask your teachers to join the group.
Okay, right. Thank you.
So I'll request all you teacher volunteers to please be on the Zoom call. We are waiting for additional DCP ma'am, Sirisha ma'am. She said she will address all of you. So please be on the call. Any other doubts anyone has? Any queries, clarifications?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Ma'am, actually today is a Saturday. Some schools are working still. You could have conducted these type of meetings in the evening time, which would be better to all so that we'll get the information.
We actually thought the other way, Rekha ma'am. We thought that once you go from the school, you're busy with your family. So we thought you'll be more attentive during the school time. So we do understand, but then Yeah, all our, I mean, availability of ma'am, GCP ma'am and everyone. So we thought this is the best time.
Okay, ma'am, fine.
Yeah. I think DCP ma'am is here. Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am. Sirisha ma'am. Yeah, she's still connecting the audio. Good afternoon, Sirisha ma'am. Ma'am, can you hear us? Just 2 minutes. Ma'am is connecting. Unable to hear. Am I? Okay. Okay. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can audible.
Right. Two more minutes, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Am
Yeah.
I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, so I'm Kiran Mai. I'm from Kamfu Foundation. So we will be conducting these training sessions to the teacher volunteers on gender equality and then child safety, ma'am. So we have the teacher volunteers from the West Zone, schools of the West Zone of Hyderabad City Commissionerate. And we have conducted an orientation. So we went through the plan for the 2 days. We have the gender equality training that is planned for 3rd of September, which is a Saturday. It will be a 6 hours session, which will have theory as well as the activities. And then we have another session planned on 19th of November on child safety. At the end of these sessions, we'll also be giving presentations, PPTs to these teacher volunteers. They'll use these PPTs to conduct awareness sessions and sensitize the kids in their respective schools. So all these teacher volunteers, whoever are trained and certified, they will be called as ToT volunteers. ToT is an acronym that stands for Developmental Objectives for Students Through Teachers. So these all these teachers who are trained and certified, they'll be called as ToT volunteers. So we just went through the orientation, ma'am. Would request you to please address the gathering.
Thank you, one and all. I sincerely appreciate each one of you for coming forward for this noble cause. Teacher profession by itself is a very, very noble profession. To honor all my teachers, I am here in this position just because of my teachers. I attribute my success to teachers. So I know the value of teachers, and I know the importance of teachers, and how much they can influence a kid. So it is more responsibility or lies on onus lies on the teachers than the parents, I would say, because most of the productive time of theirs, the kids, most of the productive time of the kids, they are awake, and they spend with teachers, and whatever teacher says, it gets imparted by the into the kids. It's to the maximum, I would say, because at home, parents are quite busy nowadays. Both are double income group, or They both are engaged in their own professions, and they're not able to give much time and much orientation to the kids, and how to face the society. And moreover, in this linear families, nuclear families, there are no grandpas, grandmas staying with them. Their role also got cut because of the nuclear family. So more and more responsibility lies on the teachers, and in order to make children aware, because once a POCSO offense, child sexual offense happens to a kid, once a child encounters a sexual offense, you can't believe, I'm day in day out, it is my duty to face them. My heart bleeds. It feels so, we feel so much painful that a kid has to undergo that, just because of ignorance, just because of wrong anticipation or whatever. If we empower kids to face the situation by themselves, then we would be very fruitful in avoiding child sexual abuse case. And if a kid herself or himself takes care of them in such situation and gets alerted, then if we can simply avoid one child sexual offense also, I feel it's worth living here, because kids, they face that trauma continuously, especially when the female kids, when they attain puberty, then they'll actually come to know about what happened to them. So it feels, they'll undergo so much of trauma once they face that throughout the life. 18 years before one female has encountered this child sexual offense, now she came to Bharosa Center, and she was explaining what all she had to go through that. So even after 18 years also, she says that, ma'am, no, I don't want to face any male person. I know how it hurted me, so I'll not get into marriage. I'll not get into any. She completely developed aversion towards the male gender. So it's not that it happened. Child sexual offense happened on some day and they forgot. We might be, as a police officer, we as a judicial officer, we might work in tandem and then get the punishment to the offender. That is totally different. But what about the psychology of the child? So all of us have to work towards zero child sexual abuse, and when it is possible, only if we all empower kids, because kids have to face the situation, and they have to be alert, and they have to stop that offense to happen to them. Because if the kid comes to us late in the evening or next day morning, if she opens it up, also it's all the post offense that we do. But we have to concentrate on the prevention of the child sexual abuse, and we are giving awareness programs to all the teachers, pediatricians, because when doctor says also, kids listen, and they understand that the importance, and all teachers, parents and pediatricians are the most important stakeholders in this. So I sincerely appreciate all of you for working towards that, coming voluntarily. It's quite appreciable thing, because in West Zone also you have seen the recent case of Jubilee Hills. Kids are not aware that consent or not consent, and when they have to react, when they should not, how to overcome the peer pressure. Everybody pressurizes them that if you don't have a boyfriend, then that is another different level of peer pressure. If you have a boyfriend, but if you did not lose your virginity, then it is again one another peer pressure. All these stupid things are coming up. If I want to join you in my WhatsApp group, then you should have boyfriend. All this, they are undergoing so much of pressure. So it is even more important for us to educate our children, our students, not to how to face that peer pressure and to how to overcome that. Please get I from my side, I'll tell you how I will support. I'll give you all the case studies day in day out, because every day minimum of 6 to 7 cases we are getting the register, and half of the cases goes unreported for all the obvious reasons you and me are aware. So we have to make people aware, kids aware, that if they how to avoid the crime, and if they face any crime, how to react. So all this from my side, I'll support with the case studies and how to overcome the trauma, and whatever support whenever in the 365 days 24/7 we are available. Just a call, we are just a call away. So through Hyderabad City Security Council's Women's Forum also, we are totally into the awareness program, because we all believe that prevention is better than cure. So please come forward. We may not be giving our salary, or we may not be giving any monetary help, but just a word, just our 5 minutes of time to some 10-15 people, and someone somewhere might get beneficial out of that, then the very purpose of our life will be met, I feel so. So we all work, let us all work together. Wherever you go, please try to educate them on child sexual abuse, also gender equality. Also, the most important part is not only making the female kids aware, but also equally important with the male kids aware. They're not knowing they're not understanding the repercussions of what they're doing. If they understand the repercussions, if they understand the what are the disadvantages, what they have to face, definitely half of it will be half of the crimes will be getting reduced. So in many cases, boys say that, madam, she also came with the consent. Beta, consent by the minor is not at all a consent. You will be taken to task. So we have to educate our boy kids also same, because we have done all this during the Anti-Ragging Act. Anti-Ragging Act has given so much of good result. Now it's ragging itself is like an expired word. It was so rampant earlier because we have educated them so well. So because of the awareness, it got reduced. See, India is there are no dearth of laws or punishments. It's only in the part of implementation and awareness. Once we give the awareness, half of the people will understand. And one day jail also, one FIR also ruins their entire career. So we have to educate, we have to make them come into the mainstream and understand, just one day fun of you will completely ruin your family reputation, your career options, your sister's marriage or whatever. So please educate on that lines also. I am sure you will do wonderful job. You are already, very much equipped, knowledgeable, very kind. So kids' responsibility is ours. We are more than parents to them. So please, you have come forward for a noble cause, I would say, and please enlighten the kids so that offenders should not come from them. At the same time, victims should not come from them. That is my thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And as you correctly said, I think awareness is the first step towards empowerment, and no other than the teachers. As you said, teachers are very close to the students. So they will, one teacher can actually make the entire school aware about all these very sensitive topics of gender equality and child safety. So yes, as ma'am said, all of you, please make the best use of these training sessions, and then impart the same awareness and sensitize the kids in your respective schools.
Then, Major, I would like to add one thing. If any one of your schools would like to have a awareness program specifically by She Teams and Bharosa, then we are there. We are going to all the schools. We are covering all the colleges. So depending upon our time and your requisition, definitely we will be there. Some small function kind of thing, so that they should not feel that some people have come to give bhashan and all. It's some interactive session, 1 hour, 1.5 hours for both male kids and female kids together. We would love to come and make them aware along with you. So sooner or later we'll plan this month, because we have Ganesh Bandobast also coming up. So we'll definitely do this, because due to this adolescent age, right? So all the hormonal changes will come. So definitely you and me have passed the same age group, right? We also had so many everything, but we did not fall prey to it. Thanks to our teachers, thanks to our parents, we are in this position now. But not all are as fortunate as we are. So we have to take up that role by educating them. We'll be there.
Yes, ma'am. Any other doubts that anyone has? One on the chat, there was one doubt on whether these sessions will be an online sessions. Orientation was an online orientation, but the training session will be face-to-face, offline.
Yes.
Because it will be more of an activity based. So please take 2 Saturdays from your busy schedule and attend these training sessions. And we have spanned it across a few months. It's not back to back. One is planned on 3rd of September, and then the next session is planned on 19th of November. So you have ample time to plan. So please make the best use of this training and attend. And also spread the word, please, in your adjacent schools. If you have any school from within your community or within the West Zone that you're aware are interested in this training, please ask them to send us. We'll just leave our WhatsApp number on the chat. Yeah, you don't have an answer? Yeah. They can, so you can ping, you can ask them to ping us on that, and we will add them to the WhatsApp group. Thank you, Sirisha ma'am. That was very insightful. Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thanks, ma'am. Any other doubts or any other clarifications anyone has? Yeah. So thank you all for joining today's orientation session. We look forward to see all of you on the training session that is on 3rd of September. Please be active on the WhatsApp group. We'll be posting any further updates. We'll also give you the details of the venue. So please keep watching the WhatsApp group. Also encourage, as I said, encourage your other school friends or anyone from your own West Zone to join the training sessions. Okay, so we'll close the meeting for today. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. See you all on 3rd of September. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am.